Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Kenya Lens Media. This is the only YouTube channel where you can get such kind of content, and also here we do a deeper analysis as compared to other channels. Now today I want to dig further or dig deep into the celebration and how the Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga celebrated today as Edwin Sifuna won the case against them. So many things are happening within ODM, but many Kenyans don't seem to understand what is happening, and I'm here to give you details on what is happening. I want to take you back a little. Despite the things that have been happening in ODM, despite the fact that Edwin Sifuna has a conflict with the other members of ODM party, including Oburu Oginga, Gladys Wanga, as they say per se, but Gladys Wanga has been holding Edwin Sifuna with a lot of regard from day one. If you are keen enough, there is no a single day when Gladys Wanga attacked Edwin Sifuna. There is no single day that Gladys Wanga, talked the ill of Edwin Watenya Sifuna. We've seen her pick fights with the Siaya Governor James Orengo. We've seen her pick fights with the others, but not Edwin Sifuna. Have you ever asked yourself the reason? No. Recently, Gladys Wanga was at an interview in Spice FM, and here he talked something about Edwin Sifuna. He said Edwin Sifuna is a go-getter, is someone who even Baba could at some point not contain. In fact, even after Raila Odinga died, Edwin Sifuna of now is totally different from the Sifuna of the time of Raila Odinga. That statement alone tells you that Gladys Wanga respects Edwin Sifuna so much. He respects him very much. The only time Gladys Wanga talked about Sifuna, and not on a bad note, is when he was being interviewed in Citizen TV by Jeff Koinange, when Edwin Sifuna said that all the Linda ground rallies were being facilitated by William Ruto because he is the Secretary General and the signatory. That is when Gladys Wanga responded, though on a good note, not a bad light. She said that despite the fact that Edwin Sifuna did not sign, there are other members who can sign for the money to be released. That is the only time Gladys Wanga kinda talked about Edwin Sifuna in a kinda negative way. It's because Gladys Wanga respects Edwin Sifuna so much. Yesterday, that was on Wednesday, Gladys Wanga appeared before the Senate, and the kind of grilling Edwin Sifuna grilled Gladys Wanga, you can even tell there is some chemistry between the two. And as much as he was telling her, Sha is not working, yet they've been yapping all along, it was a friendly attack. It was just a friendly attack. Let me say a friendly political attack. So there are reasons why Gladys Wanga celebrated the return of Edwin Sifuna as the Secretary General of ODM fully. Number one, that lady called Catherine Omayo, that lady does not hajielewi, yani she's just there. She cannot help the party move forward. She's just there. If you consider the role Edwin Sifuna was playing as the Secretary General during the time he was very active in ODM, and what Catherine Omayo is doing, you can tell there is a sharp difference. And if you are so keen, Gladys Wanga and Omayo is like they don't get along. Yani, either wapendani or something. They really don't get along. I want you to be so keen. Observe that. They really don't get along. Therefore, Gladys Wanga knows that the only person who can revive ODM is Edwin Sifuna. And if there's someone who wants ODM to be revived and to become the kind of ODM it was during the time of Baba, is Gladys Wanga. Because, of course, of about her own political interests. Reason number 2, Gladys Wanga wanted William Samoei Ruto and the UDA to allow zoning. They refused to say anything about zoning. In fact, Hassan Omar was at the forefront saying that UDA will fill the candidates in all positions. Something that did not sit so well with Gladys Wanga. And that, if you are so keen, that is the time when he went back to the village to do her own campaigns, development for the people of Homa Bay County. That tells you that Gladys Wanga feels that she might not be elected again on ODM as the governor of Homa Bay County, because ODM has the ODM fame and popularity has dwindled. So if Edwin Sifuna can help bring ODM back to the track, bring ODM back to whatever party it was, Gladys Wanga is in that boat. Another thing you need to understand is that Gladys Wanga is so frustrated lately. There were, rumors that she could be a possible deputy president come 2027. She could be a running mate to President William Ruto. Unfortunately, yote ilikuwa ni ndoto. Huyu bibia wenyewe bana, ikafika mahali hadi anavaa nguo akifananisha na Ruto. She really wanted to present herself as a viable running mate to President William Ruto. But when she realized that hiyo ni kama ndoto ya mchana, hiyo ni kama kusogesha mlima kutoka eneo moja hadi jingine, akagundua kwamba amecheswa. All that loyalty alikuwa amewekeza kwa UDA and broad-based, akagundua amechezwa. But then she could not go back because amekuwa all along saying broad-based. So if Edwin Sifuna is the one who can get her out of that bondage, then be it. That is the same reason why Gladys Wanga must be so happy that Edwin Sifuna is back as the Secretary General of ODM party. And then lastly, they've been told that ODM right now is a lesser party. The kind of strength it had, the kind of following it had there before, maybe before Raila Odinga died, it is not the same again. Because they are being told Edwin Sifuna went with almost 3/4 of the ODM's following. So if Edwin Sifuna comes back as the Secretary General, it is easy to convince him to bring the Linda Mwananchi back as far as they allow him to vie for president using ODM, because it's one of the strongest parties we know in Kenya, despite the fact that the death of Raila Odinga ilisukuma kidogo, ikaishekisheki kidogo. So that is the sole reason why Gladys Wanga is happy, and as much as she cannot show it, she's very happy that Edwin Sifuna is back as the Secretary General. And she understands that Oburu Odinga is now becoming senile. He cannot even help. It's only that Gladys Wanga is the national chairperson, and she needs a strong person like Sifuna to revive ODM party. I don't know what you think. Write your comment down there in the comment section. Let us talk, let us discuss. Perhaps we can form a basis of whatever we're going to talk about in the next video. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing our content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you